Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So I'm going to finally bite on this subject. Over the past week or so, there's been an entire discourse and many viral clips like this one going around and talking about what they deem as the problem in the gaming communities. And guess what? Twitter has designated the source of that problem to be men. And you already knew that was coming, but there is a lot of clips like this going around, and they all rely on three arguments to support their claims. Generalizations, they also ignore any active solutions to these issues they're raising, and also they rely on hypocritical arguments. But let's see how this all began. So a few days ago, there was a clip from the streamer Taylor Morgan that would go viral on Twitter, where she shared a clip while in a voice chat with a male gamer. He would, for an extended period of time, describe how he is going to R-word her, which is obviously very unhinged, but a lot of people were confused as to why she let this keep going for so long. And people asked her, why didn't you just mute or block this individual? Where a lot of people would start questioning the sincerity of her overall message, because she claimed that she was not muting this male because she wanted to keep farming content.
Hey gaming, bro, this guy is an asshole. This guy's an absolute asshole. Like, I'm literally the only reason I have him unmuted. The only reason I have him unmuted is for content.
So as this clip made the rounds on social media, it definitely took the wind out of her sails. She hasn't really responded to much after this got attention. And a lot of people also started raising some claims that she had made some edgy jokes in some of her streams in the past as well. And when people went to check for the evidence, they noticed that she had wiped the slate clean. She had deleted all of her Twitch content, which, based on the timing of people checking out her content to see how sincere she is on this topic, it made her look a bit suspicious. However, that didn't stop people from supporting her general arguments. I saw a lot of women make posts like this that are very interesting to say the least. This individual saying, "I am a woman. I play Call of Duty. I stand up for other women, and I use my voice in COD lobbies against racism, transphobia, homophobia, sexism, etc. I hope this reaches angry male gamers and makes them super uncomfortable. I also hope I see you in one of my lobbies soon so I can humble you." Now, I don't think this is a very productive movement here to virtue signal at a hornet's nest as you're kicking it, but also this is a very strange tactic, I have to say. I don't know what showing your cleavage is supposed to do to these angry males. I don't think that's the most effective strategy. I don't really know what you're trying to go for here, but anyways, we're now switching on to this streamer named Jhanna, I believe, or Jhanna. I don't really know. But either way, she has been making the rounds, going viral on Twitter for this clip right here, where she talks about how men are the problem with the gaming community. Now let's listen to a bit of that clip.
She wouldn't last 10 minutes in a COD lobby is not, nor has it ever been, a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage in gaming. I shouldn't have to play a game where all I say is hi and the whole game is thrown and I'm in hell for the next 40 minutes because men are being emotional about it. That is not normal, and that's not how the old COD days were, because I promise you, as a man, you have never had somebody throw on the basis of your gender. That doesn't happen. You can say it happens. You're lying. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's such a common thing in the comments of my videos. You guys want to be oppressed so bad that you'll look at a man calling me a telling me he's going to tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing and say that that happens to you too. It doesn't. There's a reason that historically male-dominated spaces are known for being toxic and unsafe. That goes for gaming. That goes for sports. Any male-dominated space is a bad one.
So in this first section, she claims that men are often very hostile to women when they enter a space like a voice chat lobby in a game. And you know what? She's entirely correct. That is the truth. Women who go into these spaces are often met with hostility. Nobody should be denying that. That is exactly what's happening. However, she and everyone else making these similar arguments miss the point as to why that's happening. It's not just because they're women, it's because they don't fit in that space. By their own admission, it is a male-dominated space. They are something that is foreign to that space, and they are met with hostility when they show up there. That is human nature, like it or not. That is just human nature when it comes to a space that is dominated by a certain type of person. When someone from the outside comes in, they are met with hostility. And that includes groups that are female-dominated spaces. When someone who's outside of that comes in, they're met with hostility too. That is just human nature at that point. And the other thing too is she's basically acting like if you're a male, you're immune to any sort of harassment or attacks from your fellow male gamers, which is ridiculous because she openly acknowledges the old sausage fests of the COD lobbies from 10 years ago. If they were male-dominated spaces, then what was going on there that was so toxic? Well, it was men attacking other men, not just men attacking women trying to enter that space. I know that in my audience, about 50% of you are from the United States, but another 50% of you are from other countries, including a lot of non-English speaking countries. And I will ask you, the male gamers, to leave a comment, share things that you've been harassed for by other men in voice chat lobbies for games. Like, I know that people have been harassed for things like the country they're from, or the language they speak, or their accent, or the way they speak generally.
That is me saying there is an inherent issue with the way that you guys have your locker room talk that makes everybody else feel unsafe. I don't know how you could possibly find it fun to make other people feel unsafe. No woman is asking men to make gaming a safe space with sunshine and rainbows and everything, but could you please be normal? Because I want to be able to enjoy playing the game without my life being threatened, without my body being threatened, because I'm existing as a woman. And men are the ones making it unsafe. And I do not care if you feel targeted by me saying men, or if you feel attacked by me saying men. You are part of the problem. If you feel attacked by that, you're part of the problem. If you say just mute them, you're part of the problem. If you sit there and let them say that to me and you don't intervene, you are part of the problem. Because I have a lot of male friends, normal male friends, who don't say slurs and don't threaten people and just play like normal. I understand it's not all men. But if you are not one of the men doing this, it is entirely on you to help stop the men who are. If you don't understand that and you don't understand power imbalances and gender hierarchy, it's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your teacher. Close the game for 5 minutes and educate yourself.
So that section we just listened to, I think, is the most ridiculous. So beginning with the comments about being unsafe, that is such a first world problem in this scenario where she is saying she's unsafe because of things people are saying to her in a lobby while she's gaming, okay? And she dismisses this mute them advice that people are giving these female gamers when it's actually the solution to the problem. If you're dealing with someone who's unhinged, or you see them being unhinged towards other players before they even reach you, go ahead and mute them. That is solving the problem. Let them scream into the void. That is an actual solution to the problem, and it should not be dismissed. And also, I mean, you're asking these men to stand up for you when another male is attacking you, and that's a big ask. And number one, they don't owe you anything, but also on top of that, you are calling these men in this space and generalizing about them, calling them bad, toxic, what have you, and then you're asking them to stand up for you when you've entered a space that you're not the common denominator in. And you're really just kind of throwing them to the wolves too. Like, if you believe you're receiving genuine harassment, you're now asking other people to jump in and risk getting harassed themselves. Like I said, it's a pretty big ask, but if you're tired of hearing this male speak here, you can listen to a female user here with a well-supported tweet saying, insulting men, labeling them as toxic, and saying they are the problem while also demanding that men step up and defend you is wild. Gaming isn't all about large white headphones and cleavage sweat hard. If you can't handle the heat, maybe you are more suited for the pools, hot tubs, and beaches side of Twitch. And here is the most liked reply to the original tweet sharing the video saying, number one, if you want to be in a community, stop trying to change that community. Number two, men in gaming get targeted for everything, including their gender. The difference is they understand it's just banter and just have fun. Number three, you have a mute and block option. I'm going to focus on this part here, where men are also targeted for their gender. That is ironically shown by this clip of this streamer that would go viral, where it's captioned, "What a disgusting individual you are," getting 70,000 plus likes. Let's listen to this clip.
No, it's over, Ina. It's over. Like, if I were to have a boy, we better pray to God that he's gay. We better start indoctrinating him day one. We have to either make him trans or make him gay. We are not having a cisgender straight son.
So yeah, a lot of people had a big issue with these comments that she made. You can see the top replies here saying, this is what child abuse looks like, this isn't satire, there's literally a whole new generation of women who feel this way, cliche, but society is literally collapsing. I don't think the people in this thread understand whether she's joking or not. This is a weird statement to make. You can't force people to be a certain sexuality, and that's it. Another user saying, I thought being gay and trans wasn't a choice. And then this last one saying, it's always the ones who try their hardest to appear the most empathetic that are the most evil. And then moving on here, we saw a lot of people try to defend her comments, saying that they're just jokes. You can see this deleted tweet from CaseyTron saying, when straight men can't understand sarcasm/jokes because it's coming from a woman, the outrage. And there's of course the great irony of this statement because it is literally shooting their own argument in the foot. If you call this a joke, you know, what people are considering like comments about like grooming children, if you consider that a joke, then the initial comments that started this entire conversation would also be considered jokes. They're not that far detached from each other in terms of severity if they're meant to be actual real comments. So this is really just shooting all the related arguments in the foot, and then the fact that it's deleted makes this even funnier. But then this was her response to the entire situation. So she makes comments about wanting to indoctrinate her own children into the LGBT, and her next tweet is saying, anyways, free Palestine. Now, I think this is done for points on Twitter. I mean, you can believe whatever you want and say whatever you want, but I think the timing of this is very suspect, on top of the fact that, again, this is about LGBT children being indoctrinated in this scenario, and then she talks about this region of the world, which is totally tone deaf. But continuing on, we saw some more comments talking about how people like the initial Taylor Morgan comments are what is ruining gaming, and then we saw this tweet backfire horribly saying, can't have your cake and eat it too. Do you want gaming communities to go back to edgy sausage parties? Fine, but being ready to lose mainstream support for your hobby and being bullied by peers for wasting your time playing computer games. Which the majority of the responses were like, okay, we accept your terms. It backfired pretty bad, but this whole situation has been a very ridiculous and disingenuous conversation about this entire gaming community and the role that men play and how they interact and how these voice chats go. I think people are trying anything to demonize men, generalize them, and to try to make them look like they are the issue when there's a lot more to it than what they're trying to lead on. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.